Shilin, and I'm from National Taiwan University. I'm currently studying the veterinary medicine, which is the animal doctor. So I'm interested in the wildlife and the bird species. And during my clinical experience, we see a lot of the rescued animal carried some ectoparasite. So it intrigued me to think about if the ecoparasites can be carried between species and cause the pathogen dispersal. And especially during the time while I was in the high school, I did the bird banding with a teacher, and we also teach a lot of the ecoparasites on migratory birds. So especially in Taiwan, we are in the East Asian Australian flyway. I'm thinking about the pathogen being transmitted between the country along the flyway. So let me introduce what is the zoonosis. The zoonosis is the diseases that can be transmitted from the animals to humans, and for the other side from the humans to animals, that is called reverse zoonosis. And the ectoparasites are the common vector to transmit the zoonosis, like tick, those flies, fleas. They can parasitize on the animals and to transmit the disease between them. And migratory birds, they serve as the mobile host between each countries and even between different species. And the global change increases this disease dispersal risk. Like the climate change can cause the temperature rise, leading to the proliferation of the vectors and even the virus or the bacteria to be able to be sustained in the environment for the longer term. And the habitat loss can cause the increased interaction between the human and the wildlife. Since we have more overlapping areas that we can easily get connected to each other. And this is the framework of how the migratory birds can transmit to the local wildlife, and when the local wildlife can sometimes be the amplifier for the disease, and if they get contact with the livestock or the pets, we can be more vulnerable towards the disease. And this shows the disease bridge between the migratory birds and the humans. And sometimes for the first-time workers, like the researchers and the veterinarian like us, we can contact to the migratory birds or the wildlife directly without contacting the livestock to get the disease. And let me introduce the East Asian Australian flyway. It spans from the north of the Russia and the east and west, east to the Alaska and south towards the Australia. So it extends to a wide range of area. So it means we will have a lot of species interaction and yeah. And where we are right now, and Mongolia is also in part of this flyway. And along this flyway, we have so many animal species. So we are all under the risk of getting the pathogens. See, Taiwan is like a nexus of the flyway. So, and because of Taiwan's location and the high human and wildlife interface, so we will have a higher risk of getting close to the animal because the city just next to the forest. So we will get higher chance for it to be a hotspot for pathogen mixing. And the high biodiversity can be told from the bird species we have recorded on the eBird. Like so far, if I remember it right, we have about 1,000 species have been recorded in Taiwan, even though the residential birds are only about 400, 390-ish. So we actually have a lot of migratory groups that come to Taiwan each year. So my main thesis I'm thinking about, because I'm still a first year student, I'm still looking for the thesis I want to do research, and I want to ask, do ectoparasites of migratory birds transfer zoonotic pathogens and cause local dispersal in Taiwan or Taiwan? Yeah. So in Taiwan, the ticks are found to be carry the protozoa, bacteria, and virus. And this is the graph I created that from the research below, and the blue ones are the host of the animal. The darker blue one is the migratory birds that carry the green and the orange ectoparasites, and the blue ones, the optic is the other wildlife, and the lighter blue one in the middle is the domestic animals, and that one is the non-migratory bird. And so you can see the lines connecting between them. They all have the, some of them share the same ectoparasites. And the darker here are the virus, and the lighter green one are the bacteria and also the protozoa. And if you want to know the specific species name, I created a QR code you can scan on the right side over there, and that states the species of the pathogen and their bridge between each other. And beyond the Taiwan EF network, we can see a lot of the research specified the same species between each research, like Korea, Japan, Mongolia, Russia, China, and Taiwan. They all have the similar or of the ectoparasite of the same genus. And I will take West Nile virus for example. This is a virus that can cause the encephalitis and cause the neural symptom in birds and the horses and also in humans. And from our research did in United States, they found that this virus can be tested by the molecular examination positive in the Acosta loose fly. That is the Acosta loose fly. And this disease can also be found at outbreaks in Europe and the United States. But so far, we don't have a lot of cases in the Asia area, but we do have Acosta in Korea and Japan. So if the disease happens to come to the Asia, we do have the possibility to cause the local dispersal despite the main vector is the Culex mosquito. And we can see a more complicated network between in the EAF thoroughly. And take one example for the international connection between the Japan and Taiwan. The Alecia bacteria is bacteria that can parasitize in the white blood cells, and the Hemophysalis flava is one of the ectoparasites that can carry the Alecia species. And in Japan, it's widely found that the Hemophysalis flava is widely found in Japan. And for one research that done in 2017, we found the Turdus pilatus carry the same species of the Hemophysalis flava. So we have evidence that the ectoparasite can be transmitted between the countries, and there are more cases can be seen in the EF. So there's a surveillance gap. Like during my paperwork, I don't see a lot of the ectoparasites, like the fleas, loose flies, mites, lice, leeches. These are all the ectoparasites that also can carry the diseases. but most of the focus are on the ticks. So so that means ticks is an important vector, but I think we shouldn't ignore the influence of these artificial parasites. And the regional surveillance, I think, can be done in each country to monitor the wildlife and the local other the migratory birds and the local wildlife health. So we will know if an endemic outbreak will happen in the near future or not, and to give a human like alarm beforehand. So I know it's a challenge to collect all the data with the lack of the human resources and the facility we have in each lab. So I think of citizen science from Taiwan, since we have a lot of civil actions in Taiwan. Like we have a network for the moth and a network for like eBird, and we also have a roadkill observation network, which is we call out the people and the public to record everything they saw on the road, and if they have a sample, they can send to the research center. And the current surveillance for the disease in this program is the rabbits. So in my school, we collected the badgers and some small mammals. We collect their samples to test if there's a rabies positive. And I think we can make use of this network. So we don't need to use a lot of human resources to detect to look for the samples, but ask other people's help to bring the samples for the research center. So my conclusion is that Taiwan is a strategic sentinel in the area of that with the high biodiversity and the human-animal interaction. So I think I and other people can start the surveillance for the coordinating for the disease monitoring and integrate the wildlife researchers and veterinary and the public health center for the disease monitoring. And I appreciate everyone here to listen to my speech, and I also express my sincere thankfulness for the IES for your invitation. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Thank you very much for your speech. Anyone have a question? We can ask 2 questions from her.
It's not an question. So I understand that your research is on going process, right? Starting because no result yet. So when do you expect to have the result?
I expect to get the result. I'm just reviewing the research has done already, and my lab don't have the plan right now, so I'm just looking for others to help with this, and I can help with the animal data collection in our hospital.
When you expect to have the result?
I'm to expect the result.
1 year, 2 years, or 6 months?
At least 1 or 2 more years.
Okay.
This needs a long-term surveillance. It needs to be a continuous project.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your explanation. Okay, next speaker, Gio Wilson Asola from Central Mindanao University in